Hey, this is Vonnie Westerman and Donald Westerman, people I'm interviewing. Okay, Vonnie, what historical event do you remember?
How about when President Kennedy was shot?
John F. Kennedy.
Right.
Can you tell me anything about it?
Well, I remember that I was taking care of my daughter, and I heard it, and I couldn't believe what I heard. It just scared me to death. And after that, well, I woke Donald up to tell him, and he really couldn't believe it either.
Okay. Is that all that you can remember? How did John F. Kennedy's death affect you or history?
Well, as I said before, whenever it happened, I was in a state of shock for several days. I couldn't believe that somebody would have shot our president, and I thought maybe that I don't know what I thought. I couldn't think of anything.
Did
it just scared me.
Affect history or anything?
Oh yeah, sure. Because we changed presidents real quick. And whether or not that, I think it would have changed, because the guy that took his place was, to my way of thinking, was, should I say this on camera?
A weaker president.
Right.
Well,
I just add in a little bit every once in a while.
Does it still affect the world?
No, I think we survived it.
Do you know, could you think of any reason why somebody would shoot the president?
Because he was a smart and very brave president.
Okay.
He wasn't afraid to do the things that had to be done. And I don't think people like that too much.
Thank you. Donald, how about you? What do you remember?
Well, that was probably about the biggest event also.
Well, it has to be something different.
Has to be something different? Well, no, I don't know.
Anything that you can remember. It doesn't have to be completely historical. Just something that was big. So, what do you remember?
Well, other than President Kennedy, probably one of the greater events was when the first man walked on the moon.
Well, can you tell me anything about it?
Well, that was something that people really just felt it was in movies and things like that, that it would never actually come to pass in our lifetime.
Well, did it affect you or history a lot?
It has affected history more than myself, because now they're working on space stations and trying to find maybe other planets that we could inhabit.
Yes, I've heard about that. Does it still affect the world today a lot?
Spy satellites, that affects the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Y'all for talking to me. We had a wonderful time. Bye, class. I'm Ashley, and I'm back again. We're interviewing now Shirley Lee. Shirley, do you know any historic event that affected you, kind of?
About the only thing I can think of, Ashley, is when back in the early 70s when they had the riot at Kent College over in Athens, Ohio. Dave and I ran a service station in Marietta, Ohio at the time. And they were protesting the Vietnam war. And called the National Guard in, and somebody fired a shot, and the National Guard opened up on all the students, and I don't remember how many people, young kids, were killed. But at the time, they had a bridge that was out in Marietta that led to the main route. And they had to go past our service station to go to Kent to pick up their kids. And people from New York, New Jersey, all over the country was coming through our service station to get gas because it was the only one that was open. And we pumped gas that night for I don't know how many hours till we were out of gasoline. And that's about the only thing I can remember that really affected me, because I was so tired the next day I couldn't walk. And we had a lot of floods in Marietta because we lived right along the Ohio River. But other than that, what else would you like to know?
Well, just anything that you can remember that was a big topic to the world and around the city and everything.
Well, the floods doesn't have anything to do with the world other than our little old world there in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, did that riot affect the world a whole lot?
yes, because their parents and everybody was upset. There was an awful lot of kids killed over there. I don't remember how many.
Does it still affect the world today?
I don't know as it would, other than the families that were involved in it.
Okay. Well, thank you for the interview. Bye, class.